Yeah, I think Khamzat's camp's really tuning up right now. I feel the intensity, the dynamicness of kind of the sparring partners and the drilling and the techniques they're working on is becoming a lot more intricate, a lot more detailed. There's plans for everything, and I think that it's really important to understand what it is a fighter needs and what they don't need, and I think that's why you have to have a good group of coaches around you, and I think that's what Khamzat has around him. He has a great group of coaches. The sparring is going to a new level. So you see things turning up. You could feel the intensity when you walk in the room. And obviously I've been having the opportunity to chill at night with Khamzat and Arman and kind of their team and just get a deeper dive into what motivates them. And Khamzat's motivated by being the best in the world. That's it. He wants to bring the belt back home. He wants to show everybody who believed in him, his family, his friends, his team, his coaches, everything they thought is real. Khamzat's a real dog. That dude wants to go out there and kill.
Khamzat Chimaev has officially kicked off the 4th week of his fight camp alongside Arman Tsarukyan as he prepares for his upcoming clash against Dricus du Plessis. Khamzat Chimaev's training is nothing short of a battlefield, grueling, raw, and merciless. His days are consumed by endless grappling wars and savage sparring clashes that push his endurance beyond breaking point. Driven by obsession and forged in pain, he's conditioning himself for war with no retreat, no rest, and no reverse gear. However, Rampage Jackson couldn't hold back his respect for the intensity brewing inside Santos' studio. He pointed to Khamzat Chimaev and Arman Tsarukyan as not just top-tier UFC fighters, but relentless machines built on pure will and tireless effort. Jackson praised the gym's unforgiving culture and said witnessing their grind firsthand made him a committed fan for life.
I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm so impressed what Jackson and Santos Studio has created here. They got like top-ranked fighters training here. Khamzat and Arman, you know, those guys are some of the best fighters in the UFC right now, and it's amazing to see the work ethic and this facility that you built for them, and let them know that I'm gonna be big fans of them forever. And Khalil Browntree, he's one of the best light heavyweights that I've seen in a while. The guy fights with tremendous heart, and it's good to see him come here from Vegas and spend time here. If I wasn't like being a lazy bum right now, I'd get in there and move around with him and show him that I really am strong.
In one fierce training moment, Khamzat attacked the heavy bag like a man possessed. Each thunderous strike slammed into the leather with bone-rattling force, echoing through the gym like war drums. Onlookers stood frozen, stunned by the terrifying intensity, a brutal snapshot of raw dominance few fighters could ever replicate. Moreover, Sean O'Malley lit up with anticipation at the thought of a Khamzat vs Dricus showdown. He gave credit to du Plessis for being consistently solid, but admitted he was floored by the ruthless efficiency Khamzat showed dismantling Robert Whittaker. In O'Malley's eyes, that level of destruction made Khamzat the clear favorite. Unpredictable, unstoppable, and unreal.
DDP versus Khamzat. I feel like Khamzat's hard to count out. DDP is too. Obviously, everyone keeps counting him out each fight. He comes out there and does it, but Khamzat, just the way he did it to Whittaker, it's like, holy. I'm gonna go with Khamzat on that. I do really like DDP. Yeah, it's very exciting for me right now.
Bilal Muhammad confidently leaned toward Khamzat in a battle against du Plessis, pointing to his razor-sharp striking and underrated engine. But he issued a word of caution. Khamzat's biggest threat might be himself if he burns out chasing an early finish. To win 5 rounds, Bilal said, he must fight smarter, not just harder.
Who do I got, DDP or Chimaev? Honestly, I mean, I think too many people are counting out Chimaev's cardio. I think where Habib said it best, if he stands up with him and strikes with him, I think he'll do well. DDP is an awkward style, but he does get hit a lot. And he breaks a lot of guys with fatigue. If Chimaev doesn't come out super hard in the first round, trying to take him down and letting out all his energy, I think he'll be fine if he keeps it standing. And then maybe the later rounds, you try to wear on him a little bit, but you don't want to go out for that kill in the first round. And DDP just plays defensively. He's strong, obviously. And then you end up burning yourself out for 4 rounds. So he needs to be smart, especially in this 5-round fight. But I got Chimaev. I think Chimaev's a lot crisper on the feet. And definitely crisper on the ground.
Bear DeGidio described Khamzat's training camp as a war camp. Tight, focused, and laser sharp. The drills are brutal, the sparring is elite, and the coaches are dialed in like snipers. According to Bear, Khamzat is all in, locked onto greatness with the mindset of a predator. He called him a true savage with a champion's hunger and a killer's heart.
Yeah, I think Khamzat's camp's really tuning up right now. I feel the intensity, the dynamicness of kind of the sparring partners and the drilling and the techniques they're working on is becoming a lot more intricate, a lot more detailed. There's plans for everything, and I think that it's really important to understand what it is a fighter needs and what they don't need, and I think that's why you have to have a good group of coaches around you, and I think that's what Khamzat has around him. He has a great group of coaches. The sparring is going to a new level. So you see things turning up. You could feel the intensity when you walk in the room. And obviously I've been having the opportunity to chill at night with Khamzat and Armin and kind of their team and just get a deeper dive into what motivates them. And Khamzat's motivated by being the best in the world. That's it. He wants to bring the belt back home. He wants to show everybody who believed in him, his family, his friends, his team, his coaches, everything they thought is real. Khamzat's a real dog. That dude wants to go out there and kill.
Rainier de Ridder stepped up to give Dricus du Plessis the credit most won't. He acknowledged the lack of polish in Dricus' technique, but emphasized his grit, toughness, and fighting IQ. If Dricus can survive Khamzat's first storm, de Ridder believes he has the mental fortitude and physical strength to flip the script and seize a late round finish.
Khamzat versus du Plessis. Predictions?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are underestimating Dricus right now. If you look at like fights they've had, it looks a bit sloppy when Dricus fights, but he always gets them. He gets better as longer as the rounds go on, and I think he can survive that early onslaught of Khamzat. So I think Dricus can pull the win out, maybe a late finish, 4th or 5th round. But we'll see.
Din Thomas broke it down to the basics. Endurance wins wars. He sees du Plessis as the more measured fighter, able to manage his gas tank with surgical precision. If the fight turns into a grind, Thomas believes Dricus' ability to wear opponents down and keep coming could be the ace that outlasts Khamzat's early blitz.
So what do you think? It just goes into the championship rounds and he figures them out?
Yeah, I think that by the 3rd round, Khamzat's like, all right, I don't really know. I can't, this guy's not going away. Wow. And also too, is if Khamzat does, let's say he does pace himself a little better, Dricus will just pour it on him.
Right.
So I think that pacing is a big factor. We always talk about this cardio thing, but cardio is really just being able to manage whatever pace you have based on the skill set you have. That's really what it comes down to. Like if you have a very limited skill set and you're forced to be in situations that you're not comfortable in, you're gonna have bad cardio. But when you have a very well-rounded skill set and you can pace yourself better, you're gonna have good cardio. So, I mean, that's really what it comes down to.
Luke Rockhold painted the matchup as a chess match of extremes. Explosive firepower versus relentless resolve. He sees Khamzat's best chance in the first few rounds, coming out like a storm. But if du Plessis can weather that hurricane, Rockhold believes his mental toughness and brutal finishing power could flip the momentum and steal the victory.
It's not always about the most technical guy, you know, it's the guy who wants it more. And
how do you think he fares against Khamzat?
I think Khamzat is a go for broke kind of guy. Khamzat, if he can't out wrestle you, he can't control you in that fierce state of direction of what he does. You know, I think he'll break. Khamzat will get him if he'll get him, but if he can't get him, it's going to be a hard 3rd, 4th, and 5th round.
Right.
I think that's going to be all Dricus.
So if it goes into the championship rounds, you like the champ?
Yeah, 100%.
Jamahal Hill gave a slight edge to du Plessis, noting his toughness, strange rhythm, and physical strength as major threats. But he didn't discount Khamzat's ground game for a second, warning that one clean takedown from Chimaev could change everything. He called it a razor-sharp battle between unpredictability and precision.
I probably favor DDP in that one, just for the simple fact of I've doubted this dude so many times now, and he's shut me up bad every time. It may look like he's like fatiguing or he's like slowing down, but he's really Absolutely not. I think he's got the better cardio. His physical strength, I believe, can pose a problem for anybody in that division. We've seen Khamzat fade over the course of rounds before. I just believe Dricus has a really, really awkward way of throwing strikes that's not easy to time, get a read on. So I believe he will land. So I probably lean more towards DDP, but you can't count a guy like Khamzat out. I believe he's one of the best natural pure grapplers. He does have the ability to throw some hands too. So it's interesting.
Robert Whitaker acknowledged Khamzat's takedowns are among the most dominant he's seen, but he didn't count Dricus out. Whitaker pointed to Du Plessis' raw durability and his ability to endure chaos early and turn the tide later. He believes if Dricus survives the opening storm, he can slowly take over and impose his will.
Khamzat and DDP, the next fight. Who do you think is going to walk away as the champion?
I can't see anyone really stopping Chimaev's takedowns. His takedowns are so hard to stop. It's super high level. Can DDP drag it into those later rounds? Can it get through the first grappling exchanges and then start to capitalize on his just like persistence, like doggedness to go away? Honestly, if Chimaev can't get DDP out of there, DDP wins. DDP wins almost every fight. You can't get rid of him, right? Because he's like mold, dude.
Henry Cejudo gave major respect to Chimaev's finishing instinct, especially after his demolition of Whitaker, but he warned fans not to underestimate Dricus. He's not flashy, but he's relentless. Cejudo emphasized that to beat Du Plessis, you need 5-round conditioning and full commitment. Anything less, and Dricus will wear you down.
Does Khamzat beat DDP?
Man, Khamzat could beat anybody in the world in about a round. Super impressed with what he did to Robert Whitaker. I don't see that against DDP. DDP's scrambling, man. You're gonna need to really be able to pace yourself for 5 rounds. And with DDP's train just continue to keep rolling and he's still steaming and his train's still hot. It depends on how long DDP wants to take a break. You're gonna have to prepare, man, for a guy like DDP. You're gonna need a 3-rounder or a 5-rounder to get ready, but I don't see it. I just don't see it. I think DDP's too, I used to think he was the sloppiest thing on planet Earth, and I thought the same thing about Rob until they bring that volume and just the tenacity. It changes everything.
Sean Strickland brought sparring experience into the conversation, saying Chimaev's grappling is suffocating and extremely difficult to deal with. But he questioned whether Dricus could neutralize that pressure. Strickland leaned slightly toward Du Plessis for his power and fight IQ, but admitted that if Khamzat gets the wrestling going, it could be a long night for anyone.
Did you see DDP and Khamzat got announced?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Where's that gonna be at?
Chicago.
Oh no. They're letting the terrorists in.
Do you think he beats DDP or do you think DDP retains?
You know it's hard. So those little Chechen, they can grapple. And like someone like me, who I've been training with for years, I usually could counter wrestle and grapple him. So I just don't know if Dricus can be able to counter wrestle him. But if he can, I think he wins all hands down. You know, I sparred the Chechen, like hands down. I think Dricus wins. But it's just going to come down to like, are you going to be able to like counter wrestle? And like you can, it's not hard.
Eddie Alvarez admitted it's tough for him to bet against Khamzat Chimaev due to his raw power and finishing ability, but he pointed out that Dricus Du Plessis is an unpredictable and awkward puzzle to solve. He described Du Plessis' style as unorthodox and rough around the edges, yet incredibly effective. Alvarez highlighted DDP's relentless conditioning and tireless grind, calling him one of the sport's most dedicated athletes. While he sees Chimaev as extremely dangerous in the early rounds, he believes if the fight drags into the later stages, the momentum could shift toward Du Plessis.
I think it's hard to bet against Chimaev for me. The guy's a powerhouse, but I can't pick that. Yeah, Dricus is like this odd character for me. Like I never really, watching him aesthetically, it don't all look perfect. It's very like, it doesn't look, aesthetically it doesn't look good, but he gets the job done. His conditioning's crazy. He's one of the hardest workers in the entire sport, and he finds a way. He's one of them guys who find a way regardless of how it looks. So you can never count him out. But I think Chimaev, if it goes past round 2, Dricus.
Darren Till expressed full confidence that Khamzat Chimaev will finish Dricus Du Plessis in under 2 rounds, while he gave credit to Du Plessis for his work ethic, physical power, and unconventional style. Till doesn't believe it'll be enough to derail Chimaev. He shared that he recently spoke with Khamzat and is planning to fly out to Dubai to join his camp. According to Till, Chimaev understands the challenge ahead, but still sees him as a relentless force who'll handle business fast.
You think he beats Khamzat, your boy?
No, look, with respect, I'm never going to look past Dricus because he trains hard, he's super dedicated, he's super strong, and he's got that awkward style that doesn't make any sense. I think Khamzat will beat him inside the 2 rounds. I really do believe that. But look, Khamzat knows. I was speaking to Khamzat on the FaceTime the other day because I'm meant to be going out to Dubai to help with the camp. Khamzat knows it's a tough fight, but, you know, Khamzat trains like a beast. I do think Khamzat gets it in 2 rounds done.
Coach Eric Nixon spoke highly of Dricus du Plessis, calling him disciplined, focused, and consistently well prepared. He noted that du Plessis has made significant improvements since his bout with Brad Tavares. While many criticize his awkward-looking style, Nixon sees purpose in it, highlighting du Plessis' smart use of movement, disruptive timing, and relentless forward pressure. From his perspective, the most effective game plan against DDP is to ground him early and prevent him from finding his flow.
So curious to how Khamzat and DDP plays out. I feel like DDP's going to be able to weather the storm the first 2 rounds and then start taking off the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th. What do you think?
I do too. I've studied DDP a bunch. Super respectful, nice guy. He's very well coached. Just his overall development, he's jumped leaps and bounds in between that Brad fight to now being world champion. People think it looks erratic, but it's not. It's very calculated what he's trying to do. It's a lot of those same reps that he does, but there's a motion to him that's kind of hard to gather rhythm. How do you eliminate all that? Take a guy down, put him on his back.
Kamaru Usman warned against underestimating Khamzat Chimaev at middleweight, pointing out how many wrote him off before his dominant showing against Robert Whittaker. He described Chimaev as exceptionally powerful and gifted, someone who can catch anyone off guard. At the same time, Usman gave full respect to Dricus du Plessis, acknowledging his championship run after defeating 3 former title holders back-to-back. He stressed the importance of respecting every fighter who steps into the octagon, reminding fans that it takes real courage to compete at that level, regardless of how a performance may appear from the outside.
And just lastly, who do you see taking the belt at 185?
At 185? Listen, I told you guys, don't sleep on Khamzat. When he was fighting Robert Whittaker, everyone said, oh yeah, Whittaker is going to get him. Hey, don't sleep on him. Khamzat's extremely talented, extremely strong. He can shock anyone. But Dricus du Plessis, you can't sleep on him as well. He's the champion for a reason, taking out 3 champions back to back to back. So hey, respect to all those guys. I respect every one of these fighters. You know, I know people at home were spectators and were fans, and they like to just kind of talk, oh, he had a bad performance, he had a boring one. But hey, you have to respect each and every one of these guys that's willing to get in here, you know, in little bitty gloves and damn near underwear and bare their soul in here. So you have to respect that.
Alexander Gustafsson highlighted Khamzat Chimaev's overwhelming wrestling and ground control, calling it a major weapon in his arsenal. While he acknowledged that Dricus du Plessis might have a slight size advantage, Gustafsson believes Chimaev matches him in strength and surpasses him in clinch and grappling exchanges. He sees that grappling edge as a key factor that could ultimately decide the outcome of the fight.
You're like 2-3 weight classes above him. How strong is he? Because I've seen like he's a good training partner for you.
Yeah, no, he's very natural, strong, you know, and he has very strong genes, and he just comes with raw power, you know. All his power just comes from nature, you know.
Just natural.
Right? Natural, yeah. So guys, to get the full All-Stars experience,
Michael Venom Page gave his take on the upcoming clash between Dricus du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev, reflecting on his own experience training alongside Chimaev. He described Khamzat as electrifying, not just in skill, but in presence, saying he's the kind of fighter who instantly commands the room with his energy and aura. Page called him a true superstar, especially impressive due to his mastery and a skill set that's different from his own. In contrast, he found du Plessis fascinating for a different reason, less polished, less flashy, yet constantly finding ways to win against top-tier competition.
And so you got people like DDP and Khamzat. Who do you reckon is going to win in that?
Man, I don't know. I would love to.
You trained with Khamzat as well?
Yeah, and you know what? Seeing somebody as special in person when they're training, it's a beautiful thing to watch, and it just inspires me more because he's exceptional in a completely different area to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm very good in my area
as well. When you were training with
100%, and you know, there's certain people that demand the room.
Yeah.
He walks in and he demands the room. You know, everybody. He's just, you can tell he's a superstar.
Yeah.
But he's so good in his area, and just watching it, I was just like, yeah, it's unbelievable. I appreciate it. Like I said, it makes me, it inspires me to go and, you know, push myself more.
Yeah.
But saying that in terms of coming to the fight, DDP is somebody that is the complete opposite. I don't get how he keeps winning. As in, he's not a person I look at and think, oh man, super talented.
Page went on to say that there's clearly something unique about du Plessis, even if his approach looks chaotic. He praised Dricus for mastering the art of victory, emphasizing that winning despite unconventional technique takes high-level grit and mental strength. While Page admitted that under normal circumstances he'd lean toward picking Khamzat, Dricus's track record of upsetting expectations makes this one of the hardest fights to predict. In his eyes, it's a showdown between two very different but equally remarkable fighters.
Obviously there's something about him because he keeps winning, and sometimes even that is an art, knowing how to win.
Do you reckon it's psychological that he's got tremendous will?
He has to be well trained, obviously, and he does do things, but he just seems messy to me. But at the same time, you have to give him his flowers, you have to give him his respect, because he's still winning. And this is what, that every time I've put my money against him, shall I say,
yeah,
he always comes up on top. So it's just, I would normally say Khamzat would win this fight.
Yeah.
But it's just hard to say, man. He's just a person that this is very, very exceptional fight.
That's it for today's video. So what are your thoughts on this? What do you think about their upcoming fight? We would love to hear your thoughts on their upcoming clash. So share your thoughts in the comment section and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video. Also check out our other videos on the screen right now.